Can't stop thinking of you. It's like all the things in my brain is like TikTok noises. Today, I'm gonna be walking you through exactly how to use my all-time favorite video tool, InShot. This is my go-to editor of choice, so I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I edit a video and some of my favorite features that you're going to want to utilize for your Reels, TikToks, or anything in between. And be sure to stay till the end because I'm sharing 3 hacks for editing your videos that will blow your mind. And if we haven't met before, I'm Natasha. I'm a video content strategist and I love helping you create content without the overwhelm that's really strategic for growing your brand and business. So let's dive right on into the tutorial. First, I thought it'd be helpful to explain why I like to use InShot versus other editing apps or using a native editor like the Reels editor. And a video editing tool like InShot is going to give you a lot more control over your actual content. You have the ability to trim, split, add voiceovers, and edit every single element of your video. When a tool like the Reels editor is only really meant to help you with minor edits, which can be really helpful if you're just wanting to post something really quickly or something related to a trend, or even if you're using a Reels template. And when it comes to InShot compared to other video editing tools, I've overall found that a lot of users and other creators really prefer the tool. It's Android and iOS friendly. They have a really great free plan. I personally have the paid feature because I quite literally use it every day, but I had the free feature for a while, and they quite literally have every type of feature you could imagine and want in a video editing tool, but it's easy to access on your mobile app, and it's really simple and easy to use. CapCut, Splice, even Canva now are really great video editing options, and I personally just think it depends on what interface resonates best with you and what makes content creation easier. So if you prefer a different tool, go for it, but InShot is my ride or die. So before I get into the tutorial part of this video, I want to quickly walk through my process before we get into the editing phase. And keep in mind, I have a video where I go fully in depth on exactly how I outline and plan my video content. But before we get into the tutorial, what I did is I outlined the main points I wanted to include in my video, kind of like a mini script with bullet points of what I wanted to cover. And then I filmed my footage. There's really 2 ways that you can do this. You can either film your footage all in one long clip and then split and trim that, which is what I did for this example, or you can press play, record a section, stop recording, and repeat that process until you get all the mini clips that you can essentially paste together. So really comes down to personal preference or depending on the type of video you're creating. And also, I'm doing a talking style video for this example, but I create voiceover reels, vlogs, literally anything you can imagine, even my stories. So I'll kind of show you the features that can lean into other types of video content as well. So let's get right into it. Okay, so first thing we want to go to is create video. And as you see, they actually have a function that will save your drafts. So you can go in and manage all of your drafts easily or go and access some footage later. Just keep in mind, if you delete something off your camera roll, the draft will be corrupted. But a really great option if you just want to start editing something, but you're not ready for it to publish. But I'm going to go to new to create a completely new video. And from there, you're going to want to select the video that you're going to want to upload and start editing. And so if you have multiple clips, you want to multiple select those different clips for your actual video. You also have the option to add in photos and other assets, but I'm just gonna do videos for now. Okay, so now we are in the InShot machine. I'm gonna breeze through all of the features that I think are worth noting before I actually get into editing my video. So first things first, we have Canvas, and this is where you can change the ratio of your video. So if you want something horizontal, something vertical, something square, that's where you can easily go in and change the ratio of your video. This is also where you can zoom in, which is really great for if you want to do jump cuts, which I'll show you a little bit later. So if you want to zoom in on a section of your video or zoom out, this is exactly how you do it. So for example, if I'm doing a tutorial screen share and I want to make sure that all the most important information they need to see visually is in the center of the screen, that's not not really interrupted by all the stuff that's around a TikTok or a reel, I often will zoom it in around -50 because this makes it where it's perfectly centered in the screen. So it's another reason why I would use the zoom functionality. And then we also have background. So let's say your photo or video is not the perfect ratio and you need to add a background. You can change it based on color. You can make it blurry. You can even add photos in the background as well. So those are just some functionalities that are really handy to have. Then we have music. So under the music icon, this is where you can select some royalty-free music options that you can use. And then this is also where you can import your own audio. So let's say you have a podcast audio you want to use for like an audiogram or promotional assets, or a branded song or anything under the moon, maybe even something you're taking from TikTok. This is exactly how you would do it. Is you would either import it via AirDrop, or you can actually extract it from a video. So you can just select the video that you want to extract it from, and then you are ready to go. This is also where you can find effects. So if I want there to be bings or different noises on the screen for when I'm adding text or when I'm adding different visuals or changing the frame of the video, this is exactly where I go. So there's a lot of really great options. Under popular, you can find some magic bleep bloop buttons. And I love adding those into my videos to add some extra engaging elements as well. And then we have the record option. So if you select record, this will actually start recording a voiceover. So you can essentially press the center screen to stop the voiceover. You can either delete it, keep it, or to re-record the voiceover. And the reason why I much prefer doing voiceovers inside InShot is because you have a lot more control over your actual voiceover, where you can actually edit and trim it and move it around, which is something you can't do inside native editors. So as you can see, now that I have that voiceover footage, just to show you as an example, I can easily trim it by dragging the white arrows that are at the beginning or end of the audio clip. And keep in mind, you can do the exact same thing for stickers or other elements, including your actual footage of your video. Just tap down, drag, and that's how you're able to essentially trim footage off the beginning or the end. Then we have the sticker options. There's a lot of really fun stickers, animated stickers. There's also emojis that you can add in, and even GIFs that you can search. So if you want to add some visual interest to your video, that's exactly how you do it. And then you also have the option to add text natively. And I personally find that when we add text inside the tool that you're actually using, like Story, Reels, or TikTok, content tends to perform a lot better and kind of look and feel like a reel, like a TikTok. But if you just want to use a branded text for a certain campaign, or so you can just easily repurpose across all different platforms, this is exactly where you would do it. So just type in your text, and then you have some different options, and you can actually import your own text files as well if there's a specific branded font that you want to use. There's also a lot of fun animations that you can use, not only for text, but other stickers and visuals that you add on top of your actual video. So if I go to the animation section, they have some basic ones. There's also some looping ones that just add a lot of interesting visuals. So it kind of depends on what you want that text or sticker to do and if you want to use animations. This is also where you can change all the colors. So you have the text color, but you also can change the border, shadow, labels, like everything like that. So you really can get really creative with how you're actually adding on different colors and actually branding the text you're adding. Under filters, it's exactly how it sounds. There's a lot of really cool visual effects, like if you want a jump zoom, a slow zoom, and you can kind of change the value of this by dragging the value option. There's a lot of really creative ways that you can use these effects, and there's also a lot of other artistic and creative effects to play around with. And you also can just add different filters that they have. I personally would recommend straying away from doing this. I find that it kind of reduces the quality of your video, but if you do, just reduce the amount of the filter just a little bit, and that tends to help a little bit. Or just, you can go to the regular adjustment. So if something needs to be brighter, or you need to adjust the contrast, you can actually do it in this adjust section. And then we have the picture-in-picture icon. So if you select that, you can actually select any video or photo photo from your camera roll and have it as a picture-in-picture on top of your video. So this is really great for tutorials, demonstrations, or when you want to show examples. And just like any other sticker or text element, you can trim it, split it, change the speed, and edit it all the same ways as you can just your regular video footage. As you can see for these types of stickers, it has a little dragging option on the right corner that you can use to change the size of the video and actually rotate it, move it around, and edit it however you see fit. And as you can see, there's a lot of really great features. Some of them are self-explanatory, some you might never need, and some might be a little more advanced. I don't use all the features in here, but those are kind of a gist of the main features that you'll see inside of InShot. But I tend to use just the trimming functionality and actually splitting, which essentially will take a long clip like this, and you want to drag your footage where you want to stop it. And I'm like looking at my actual video so I can see when I'm talking, when I'm pausing, so I can use that as my guide when I'm editing my video. And so if I want to split that and maybe get rid of the front of that video, instead of dragging and trimming it, I can just do that and select delete, and that helps me trim up my video footage a lot more quickly. So as you can see, even without listening to my video, I'm watching myself talk, so I know exactly where I want to edit footage. And you can do this for other types of videos as well. If for whatever reason I didn't want the volume on my video, I'd go to volume, and you can just select the volume icon to completely mute your video, or you can adjust how loud you actually want the video to be. There's also the speed functionality, which is where if you want to do a fun slow-mo video, or you want to speed up your video, like maybe you're doing a tutorial and you want it to go a little faster, maybe you're doing kind of like an artsy quote video and you want it to be in slow motion, you can drag it to the left to make it slow-mo, and you can drag it to the right to speed it up. And as you can see, it will speed up a lot. So that's one of my favorite ways to kind of have some creativity with my video footage. But as you can see, I think a lot of these editing features, once you play around with them, seem pretty self-explanatory. And one of the best ways to learn how to use a new app, just like InShot, is playing and sandboxing. Setting aside some time to essentially just press every button, see what they do before you actually go into the app trying to create some content. So that is my homework for you. Play around with all the InShot buttons, especially as you're watching this video. And then afterwards, you can actually film your footage and go and edit it inside the app. Now let's edit up this reel. So first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through my video and split and trim the parts of my video that I want to actually keep and get rid of any of the fluff or mess ups that I have in my video. So I have about 3 minutes of footage, and this is probably gonna edit down to maybe around 60 seconds of footage. As you can see, even when I filmed this long clip of footage and I was using my outline to guide me, and as someone that's done tons of video content, I still have mess ups. So instead of having that derail my entire video, I just trim it out afterwards. So make sure you don't have to worry about making your footage perfect, knowing that you can always edit it as you need to. And once I'm actually looking back at my footage, if I see that I'm saying so or just taking a really deep breath, and I feel like I want to edit that out, especially for short form video content, it's worth the extra effort to take out anything that doesn't absolutely need to be there. You'll see me also trimming that out of my footage as I'm in this culling stage to get my final video. Okay, so now that I edited down all of my footage to what I want the final video to be, this is where I'm gonna add in any final touches. So all those fun effects that we went over, like adding on pips, adding on fun filters or effects, sound effects, this is where you're gonna wanna add that in after the fact. So in talking videos, when I'm really bringing attention to something that I'm saying, or maybe I'm listing through something, this is where I'd like to implement a jump cut and sound effects. I'm gonna show you how I implement both of these. So first of all, I like to find where I want the jump cut to start. And essentially a jump cut is just a change of frame. So even if you're talking in the same location entire video, adding in a jump cut, just like this, is a really great way to add in some visual interest to keep your audience engaged. And it's actually really simple to do even if you're a beginner editor. So I'm going to split where I want the jump cut to start, and then I'm going to split again when I want the jump cut to stop. And then I'm going to go over to Canvas and zoom it in just a little bit. And then when you watch back your video, you have a perfect jump cut. So as I'm listing through the 3 main elements of a video, I'm actually gonna add sound effects for each, because I have a feeling when I'm adding in the final touches inside Reels, I'm gonna add some text to list those out. So I'm gonna go to music, go to effects, and I'm gonna go to social, and I'm gonna do some clicks. I like the clicks. So I'm gonna tap use exactly where I want it to go, and then I'm gonna add in the other effects. What's really helpful is not only am I watching myself to see when I'm listing out certain things and actually saying that word, but as I go along that footage and I'm rewatching, I pause it exactly where I want to add the effect to make it a lot easier to locate. So that is pretty much all that I would add to a video like this. Maybe I would add an example, but that is ready to go. So this video is now ready to save, and then I will upload it into the Reels editor or wherever I'm posting it, and I will add text natively and closed captions. But because you stuck around this whole tutorial, I'm gonna share 3 little hacks that will be really helpful if you're using InShot, and also a hack for these types of talking videos. First is transition. So as you can see, when you have multiple clips inside InShot and you see the little white icon in between clips, you can tap that icon, and that's where you see all of your transitions. This is where you can have really cool fades and zooms and transitions that can be really fun additions to your video to make them a lot more visually interesting. Overall, a tip when using InShot, like I said, there is a lot you can do in this app, so don't do everything all at once. Sometimes simpler is better, but these can be really handy if you're wanting to add a little spice to your video. And another tip that you can use if you're wanting to add transitions to all of your video clips, or if you're wanting to change the background of all of your video clips, you'll see the double checks in the left corner, and when you select an effect that you want to use, and then you select that double check, that will apply it to all of your videos. So instead of having to go to every single video and apply a transition or apply a white background, it'll automatically do it for you. Game changer. And now for the final hack, I'm gonna show you how to add background music into a reel just like this one. This is a really great way to not only leverage the trending audios that are on Instagram, but also, like I said, just make it more engaging and more interesting. Versus just hearing me talking, there's some background noise which can add a little bit of a vibe to your actual video. So I'm gonna open up Instagram Reels, and I'm gonna go to the camera roll, and I'm gonna upload that video we just edited inside InShot. I'm gonna select add, and then next to add in the final touches. So this is where, of course, I'd add in text and captions, which you can see inside my full Reels tutorial right under the sticker section where you see the captions, and then also right here where you see text. But I'm gonna show you how to add background music. So go to the music icon and then go to music to access all of the audio options inside Instagram Reels. And what's really important is you choose a song that's not gonna take away from your video. So I like to avoid actually having words in the song. So you wanna choose an instrumental or something lo-fi for your video. So I'm gonna select this specific instrumental, and it'll automatically add it on to my video. So I'm gonna select the section that I actually want to add, go to done. And then as I'm in music, you'll see your music mixing option. So you'll see your camera audio, which is the audio of the video that I uploaded. And then you'll see the instrumental that I added on. So I'm going to turn down the volume of that instrumental. I found that around 15 and 10 is like the sweet spot. So then we have some background music for our final reel and the benefits of a trending audio. And that is your beginner's guide to using InShot for editing your video content. And like I said, I use InShot for more than just Reels. I also use them for TikToks, for stories, so have a lot of fun and be creative with this app. Like I mentioned, there is a lot, so give yourself time to play around with it and then go forth and create your first video using the app. Let me know if there's any tutorial requests you have for next time, and be sure to subscribe and check out my other tutorials.